Makes interesting watching. Spectacular, really.
Last year, Heathrow was the UK's most punctual airport, with an average delay of only 12 minutes. But if you do find you're still sitting in the terminal hours after departure time, it's probably down to one single factor: the weather.
Storms are sweeping across the UK, bringing heavy rain and gales, meaning weather warnings are in place across the whole country.
Frequent storms have brought the most challenging conditions of the year so far. And with continued disruption predicted, all eyes are on Heathrow.
Oh, he's going to go around. Is he going to go around?
Kiara and Dennis are both extratropical cyclones, formed of low pressure whirling anti-clockwise, lasting up to a week. And although they bring lashing rain and winds of up to 80 miles per hour, it's no drama for any pilot. With years of training and experience, they know exactly how to land safely in these conditions. Today, it's the morning after the storms before, and while the blustery weather is expected to continue, inside the terminals,
oh boy,
Heathrow is dealing with the hangover.
This is really long.
Yesterday, dozens of flights were cancelled, which means a storm of passengers are all trying to rebook and depart the grey, wet skies of Britain.
So just to let you know, mate, fast track is all the way down to Costa. I don't know if we need to set up the queue maze again at the front of the house.
On hand to help at the security queue is new kid on the block, passenger experience manager Lee.
I am a novice. I got signed off last Sunday, so this is my second week now. So I've been kind of chucked in the deep end. Keep going right down to the end, guys, sorry. I'm dyslexic, so my reading and writing isn't the best. Basically, when I was at school, they said I wouldn't be able to do anything, and here I am now, manager at Heathrow Airport. Who would have thought it?
Having only just landed his dream job, Lee now has to deal with something even the most experienced can struggle with.
La, 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 la.
A queue of less than happy passengers.
No, so what you've got to do, unfortunately, is go right down to the end. You've got a long way to go yet. How are you? You all right?
Should have flown yesterday.
Oh, you wanted to cancel the... Yeah, so...
So we're not very happy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, no. I'm pretty much sure all these people are in the same position as you guys.
It's just a bit manic, isn't it? A bit busy. Yeah, a lot busier than I thought it was going to be.
Sorry, the queue is a bit long at the moment, as you can all see.
We were in this queue for 15 minutes before someone told us it was fast track.
Okay.
And then I've upset these people by moving into this queue.
Moving into this queue, yeah.
So I'm not very
no,
popular right now.
We'll try and get you through ASAP. It should move pretty smoothly.
Okay.
For me, you kind of got to stay cool, because if you so panic, then everybody else panics. So you just got to try and keep as cool as you can.
This is pretty crazy though, right?
This is pretty crazy.
But that coolness is about to be tested even further.
Yeah, whereabouts is it? Do you need any assistance? Yeah, cover it en route.
A burning smell has been reported inside the terminal, and as the PEM on duty, Lee will have to attend.
Oh, sorry, just coming through. So at the moment we've got a fire alarm activation in zone A.
It's just yet another thing for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Whilst for Lee it's a baptism of fire, out on the apron, the Airside safety team have the rest of the elements to contend with.
One thing about windy days, though, if you have a really good windy day, from a bit of a spotter or a swiveler's perspective, is when you sort of sit up and you line up here and you just watch the aircraft coming on approach and the old wings are waggling there. It makes it a bit interesting to watch.
The blustery weather is providing Airside Ian with some unique plane spotting opportunities.
Oh, really seasick with that, wouldn't you? That's when everyone has a relief. When it touches down, you get like that. That's where the pilots earn their money, I suppose, and the skills and experience of coming in and dealing with those crosswinds. Makes interesting watching. Spectacular, really.
Most planes can land safely in around 35 miles an hour of crosswind. If wind speeds get beyond that, flights will have to be diverted to other airports.
The big problem for today is the wind. It's a question of making sure and going around that everything loose, any piece of equipment is tied down or secure.
Throughout the day, Ian will be in constant contact with air traffic control, the beating heart of Heathrow Airport. Any obstacles on the airfield will be reported and dealt with to minimise the impact on passengers.
Behind the departing Egypt Air 777. So obviously we're here to keep the flow of the airfield operating, and that's for aircraft and for people and for vehicles. Think of the worst, plan for the worst, and then resolve what comes your way.
On the other side of the airfield, Ian's colleague Rachel is also working hard to keep the airport running smoothly, whatever the weather.
I prefer 90 degrees, sitting with a glass of Prosecco on a beach. But as you can see, the weather is now starting to take hold.
Her day will be spent patrolling the airfield, eyes peeled for anything the storm could blow into the path of an oncoming aircraft.
So you can see over there we've got containers on the floor. That's not good, because there's nothing securing those. The wind gets in them and then they can catapult them across onto the taxiway and worse onto the runway.
These large containers hold passengers' baggage on flights, and after a busy holiday season, there are quite a few of them lying around. Luckily, Rachel's on the case.
Martin, I'm out on the 180s, you know, with the ULDs that we talked about yesterday. And they're still on the floor and they're rattling around. Can someone meet me out here so I can try and get this wrecked? Because it is really getting blustery now. Thank you. Bye. So yeah, I get impatient, like anybody. So they get a set time and then I start getting upset. So with a bit of luck, they'll be here shortly. They all know I don't play good at waiting.
A no-nonsense reputation does have its benefits, and someone is dispatched lightning fast.
I'm not saying it's freezing, but it's certainly quite cold with the breeze. And as you can see, the mist is coming down, it's raining, and the wind is certainly picking up. So we need to prepare. Come on then, before I start looking like a drowned rat. Where are you, Jack?
With a bit of graft and not too much bluster, Rachel manages to get her house in order.
We want to make sure that we keep everything safe. It's like you check your garden furniture. You don't want your trampoline in your next door neighbour's garden.
A bumpy landing can leave some passengers feeling like they've been bouncing on a trampoline. And once they've found their bags and their balance, they still need to get through immigration and customs.
What's in here?
There's one T-shirt for my daughter. If I not bring anything to her, she kill me.
And if you're trying to sneak in something you shouldn't, chances are it'll be sniffed out by one of Border Force's top dogs. Pooch Jessie and Handler Cat are part of the Border Force dog detection team.
So when I ask you, do you have money? And the answer is yes, not no. Okay?
And they're in Terminal 4 on the sniff out for all sorts of suspicious items entering the country.
We look for a variety of commodities. We're looking for drugs coming in. We're looking for large amounts of money coming in. We're looking for cigarettes, tobacco, alcohol, such a variety.
One passenger has already caught the nose of sniffer dog Jessie, and it's down to Border Force officer and interrogation expert Prakash to find out why.
So where are you flying in from? Algeria. Okay, just come over, please. Are you travelling alone, just one person?
Yeah.
Okay, just put your bag over there for me, please. Hold on.
Huh?
How long will you be in the UK for?
I'm come to UK for 1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
And why have you come here?
For buy any market clothes and shoes, and I'm going to Algeria for sale.
So you're buying clothes and shoes in the UK?
Yeah.
And then you sell it in Algeria?
In Algeria, in shop and in a market.
In a year, how many times do you come?
Maybe I'm coming 6, 7.
6 to 7 times?
Yeah.
How much money are you carrying with you?
100 for traveling to Tehran all day.
So that is £100?
Yeah.
Okay, just put the money over here.
Why is...
This is perfume.
Are these sample bottles to be made over here?
What?
So why have you brought these?
This is for me and for my friend.
So somebody's going to be making these perfumes for you in the
This
UK?
is for, no, this perfume for
Is this why you got logos of Chanel over here? Valentino,
Dolce Gabbana.
Dolce & Gabbana,
Yeah.
another Chanel.
Counterfeit goods cost UK companies over £9 billion a year in lost revenue. And this man could be bringing in sample bottles to mass produce his own cloned cologne.
So you're going to get somebody to make these perfumes over here and take it to Algiers, is that correct?
No, this is perfume for me and for my friend, not for business or that.
If it is, he'll be facing heavy fines or a 2-year prison sentence. Something about this perfume definitely smells fishy. Heathrow has its own dedicated airside fire service. They can get to any point on the airfield within 3 minutes of getting the call. For anything landside, APOC, the control centre of the airport, has a direct line to the London Fire Brigade, who are now responding to a burning smell in T3.
Where is it?
We're upstairs. We can smell some burning, but not actually. We haven't located the areas.
It takes under 6 minutes for the fireman to reach the terminal, so as the PEM on duty, new boy Lee will have to get a move on.
It's the third floor, room 354.
That's upstairs.
Thankfully, he's just finished his airport orientation training, so he knows Terminal 3 like the back of his hand.
There is notes on the smoke file that there's some electrical burning.
Staff in this airline admin office have smelled burning coming from an electrical cupboard and raised the alarm.
This one? Yeah. Is that unlocked? Yep. Happy?
The smell of burning in here.
If they can't find the root cause of the burning, they could face a full-scale evacuation of the terminal.
If the alarms went off, if it was all bells, everything all going, we would have to evacuate everything, all 3 levels, so it'd be this level, next level, and the ground level, and also zone A on departures.
Oh yeah, is that Tech 4? We have a smell of burning upstairs on the 3rd floor in the south wing. I'm not quite sure if you're aware.
With thousands of passengers and staff at risk of being evacuated, an electrical engineer is called to the scene.
You can smell it though, can't you?
Yeah. What I'd have to do is switch it off and then take the panel off and have a look behind it, but to switch it off, you lose...
Well, it's one of those things.
You lose the power. Right, I'm going to kill the power now. Tell them I'm going to kill the power here.
Yep, no worries, I'll get onto that straight away. I'm going to be an absolute nightmare now. Save all your stuff, because all the computers are going to go.
We'll see it where it's taken. I think we just might need to back up a bit if we can give the gentleman some space.
Yeah. Yeah. Have we got a burnout, are we? You got a burnout.
Which one?
This one. This one. The one that you said was reading high temperature.
It's hot now that the cover's off. It's going down. Now it's getting air to it. It's going down.
It's melted inside there.
Are you happy for us to leave it with you?
You can leave it with me. I'll take it from here.
Okay, lovely.
And then I won't reinstall it until I'm happy that...
The electrical engineer is now in charge of repairs, so Lee can inform APOC to stand down the fire alert.
On advice of fire service, can we go for a stand down, please?
That's all, thank you.
Luckily, it wasn't anything major. It was a burnt out fuse box, but it could have been. That's the main thing, it could have been. So that's why it's all important that these guys turn up 100%. Thank you. Thank you.
So all these goods you buy from the UK or other places as well?
This is for buy in Algeria.
In Algeria?
Yeah.
In Terminal 4, Border Force officers Prakash and James are questioning a man from Algeria who's travelling alone with a lot of cologne, and something doesn't smell right.
I think these are just like sample bottles for him to make over here.
They look like cheap knockoffs of designer brands, and officers suspect they may be samples for mass production of counterfeit perfume.
Whilst it's only a small amount, we don't know what that amount is going to be used for.
Pourquoi? Pour moi and pour my friend.
If they're for his personal use, that's fine. I'm not really too concerned about that. However, the number of them and the different ranges would suggest that potentially they're going to be used for commercial purposes as a blueprint for more. So if you go into a market and you're ostensibly buying a Chanel perfume with good faith and you spray it onto your face and all of a sudden your face falls off, then, you know, this is a problem.
Last year, Dior's Eau Sauvage was the most bought aftershave for men in the UK. And whilst buying a fake bottle of it isn't illegal, replicating it for profit is.
If you bring counterfeit things to the UK, it is a problem.
Yeah.
And it could land you in trouble. I strongly suspect, that there is something fishy going on.
Have you previously been stopped by customs or police, immigration, anybody?
No.
No? Never?
No.
As part of their border protection, the Home Office keeps track of any persons of interest coming in and out of the UK.
When are you returning back to...
To Algeria?
Yeah.
Next month.
Next month, what date?
20 of April.
April?
April.
Next month is March?
No, I rest 1 month, 20 days.
So you're staying here for 8 weeks, not 1 month then? I think this needs to be looked at on his way out, depending on what goods he's taking out. So we would be definitely interested.
So we definitely have to just bide our time on that one and wait.
Bide our time on when he's flying out.
Okay.
There's a possibility that we can get a lead onto organised crime.
Unable to prove that the passenger has plans to reproduce the perfume to sell abroad, officers decide to re-interview him when he flies back to Algeria.
He stated that they were going to be gifts for friends. Now, I don't know what type of friends he has, but I am not sure I would be giving my friends counterfeit Chanel perfume as a gift. My Christmas card list would dwindle immeasurably.
With passport and perfume in hand, the passenger is free to go.
Thank you very much, sir.
But now he knows that Border Force are on the scent. Outside, Storm Kiara still hasn't run out of steam, and neither has Airside Ian. Despite being battered by the elements, he's so far helped keep the airfield free of debris.
You've got to sit around and feel sorry for the handling agents in weather like this. When it's raining and it's wet and miserable, there's going to be nothing worse than, you know, the horrible weather. But there's no such thing as bad weather, as I say. It's incorrect clothing. Ops leader one, pass your message.
Can you pop south, go to the 450s? There's a swarm on the deck that we could do some help containing, please. Phoenix is on his way.
450, what's on the deck, sorry?
A swan. If you could just help with the containment.
Roger, on the way. Interesting.
If the Swan gets in the way of oncoming planes, it could cause serious damage to the aircraft and itself. So Ian heads off to take a gander.
I have never had to contain a swan. I was scared of swans. I was chased by a swan as a child. It was quite a frightening experience at the time.
Fortunately, all Airside operatives receive specialist training in swan handling, so he won't be totally winging it.
Okay, if you call up, that's Swan, currently set on the Sierra Yankee 5 bar.
I'm just going up behind you now.
Audrey, directly in front of my vehicle. What we want to do is try and make a V shape with the vehicles and pin him into something so we can grab him.
Roger. Looks like a young swan anyway. Or a juvenile by the colour of the markings.
The high winds have blown this royal bird off course, and it's now too tired to take off again.
We're going to try and make a V shape with the vehicle, so the vehicle acts as a containment so it doesn't go off anywhere, and then we'll try and get it from that point of view.
Once captured, they'll take it to the Swan Sanctuary so it can be released away from the airport.
Nice nose through the end. Got it?
Yep, hang on.
No. Forwards, buddy, forwards.
Come on, into it, come on.
Right, it's really making us do all the work here, isn't it?
There you go. There you go. It's okay. There you go, matey.
Fantastic. First swan. Thanks for that.
No worries, mate.
And it's another feather in the cap for Ian, who's overcome his signophobia. That's fear of swans.
Job well done, mate. I was,
yeah. Tried to get out. He's got some fight in him.
I'm glad he was hissing at you and not at me. And I'm glad he did that training last year. Without that, wouldn't have done it there.
Certainly would have been brave.
Yeah. I'd have just watched you through the glass. My wildlife conservation for the day.